Hello. Hello, Danica.
Hi, Susan.
Hello, what the 50?
Hello at the
I just
50
kind of laughed because
family.
you just said something about your buttons condensed or something. We were talking about Zoom, and that just was kind of funny.
Yes, don't push my buttons. Don't
Don't
condense my
push my button
buttons.
to condense them.
That's right. That's right.
So I am recuperating from yesterday. Anytime I get back from traveling, I don't know why my brain, the OCD brain says, let's spring clean. So last 2 days, I mean, there is nothing in my house that has not been washed. The
Nice.
rugs, bedspreads, everything. There's nothing that's not been dusted. I steam cleaned the floor. As you can see, the only thing left is the clothes from the trip to iron, which is later today.
There you go.
And but because I felt I was deserving, and also because it's a necessity, 5 o'clock, I'm going to get a massage.
Oh,
So it's
nice.
like my treat to myself for being psycho and cleaning everything and making it nice and clean.
No, I
Um,
did. I did that not quite to that extent the other day, but still pulled all of the couches out, make sure everything was clean underneath, all the things you do, baseboards, that kind of stuff. I didn't do the entire house.
Ceiling
I ran out
fans.
of
Oh
time.
yeah,
I ran out of
everything.
time because I did. Part of the time reason I ran out of time is because I also helped my daughter clean her room, and she's 7, and that's a tornado in itself. But yeah, so
As you get older, and even it's not just older, just me, not letting yourself get distracted. So the whole time I'm
yeah,
like, nope, stay focused. You're going to finish that room first, then you're going to move on, move on, move on, and
yeah.
stuck to it, got it done. And it was funny because the dogs hate when I spring clean. They hate it because everything's out of norm.
Ah, yep, yep,
You say,
absolutely.
almost done, we're almost done. I
Yeah, promise
think
I'll
it
put
would.
I'll put that back where it belongs in a minute. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the living room, everything I pulled out to one side and then pushed it back to do and they're just sitting on the couch looking at me like,
What is
why?
wrong
Why
with
do
that
this?
lady?
Which is very similar look to any guy I've ever dated too when I spring clean. Like I've always had that. Does that really bother you? Yes. Yes, it does, or I wouldn't be doing it. I just don't need to find things to do. So,
There you
yeah.
go. I love it.
So
No,
fun.
and of course, as we were talking, I was thinking of a good topic that came about, but now we talked for another 30 seconds and I can't remember what it was. Oh
And as I like to say, that's life over 50.
my
Yeah.
God. Yeah. No, I
I
love it.
know.
You have your
I'm literally
ironing.
making myself notes right now that I'm like, I went to download my business charge cards to send over to QuickBooks. Well, the one is ready, the other one is not ready until tomorrow. So I had to make a note. Don't forget to download the other one tomorrow because I will. And then when I
Yep,
go to do my QuickBooks balance, it's like, where's that one? Why don't I have that one?
exactly.
I'm trying to get, I've tried so hard. I'm going to have to call them again. I am one of those people, I don't mind. Make everything due on the same day, the same month, the same time, whatever. Let me pay them all and then just leave me alone.
No, I try to do the same thing. It just makes it easy because then you know, and it's done, and they know. Yeah.
Especially when you have to do the bookkeeping, and I like to do it monthly to keep up. Nope, that one's not ready. And then as soon as I wait and get the one that's ready, now another one's going to come. So it's like I'm never caught up, and I can't stand never being caught
Not being
up.
caught up. No, I
It
know.
drives me insane. And as I get older, my brain doesn't like not being caught up. Yeah.
Nope, I get it. Absolutely.
Okay, so what is our, did you remember yet?
Nope, I didn't.
Okay. Well, you got to make those damn notes.
I
Uh,
know. Well, I have notes everywhere, and I stick them on my computer, and I do the reminders, like Siri, remind me at this time to do this and whatever. And I stopped asking people to text me when I was doing my show. When I do my show, sometimes somebody will ask me to learn a song or whatever. So I'll have somebody just text it to me, and so I can remember. But then you have to remember to read your texts,
this is important.
and
I
then
text myself.
yeah, I do too. But then, then I read them and then I think, okay, when I get home, I'll do that. And then, you got to read them and do it now.
You have to look at them on
Now.
a regular basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always when I get back from traveling, business traveling, I'm like, oh, I sent myself a lot of text messages. I've got about a day or two to get caught up. Hey, I will tell you something exciting I found out the other day. So, when the moment came to join ARP, even though they've been trying to get me to join it for like 15 years before I qualified, and I think it's because
AARP?
my husband was older, yes. It was like, but I don't qualify. So I finally did, and I've done a little perks, but not too much. But now that I'm getting older and I want to, hey, save money anywhere I can so I can get closer to a retirement, um, I went in yesterday, it popped up. Anyway, one of the things that came up, I'm getting ready to get a cream prescription filled for the face, thank goodness. um, is AARP. You can get a lot of discounts through the different ones. So I use Walgreens just because it's the closest to my house, no other reason. They sent in and I get a 10% discount.
Oh, that's cool.
And it just
So
printed out
I'm a
to
member of AARP, but I haven't found anything yet to use it for.
this is what they send you. And you print it out and then you go in and get your discount when you get your prescription. But the other thing I found was quite interesting. So this doctor, I was telling her, hey, you know what? It's kind of exciting because now I'm old, and I qualify for the old people free shit discount crap, and I love it because I'm all about the bargain. So I was telling her about the AARP, and she said, well, hold on, let me see if I can get you a discount for this prescription. So she's getting me a discount that brought it down from 52 to 27, which yes, prescription does cover some of that, but still. But AARP just looks at what the final Walgreens. So I'm still going to get 10% off the discount she had. So the long version of that story is ask.
Yeah.
When your doctor's getting her, I mean, there's always generic, of course, but sometimes, and I told her, I said, when I come to see you on the 12th, I want a little more understanding to ask properly. But it sounds like the doctors sometimes have an option to give you a discount, and I'm going to assume that's based on what your prescription, your
See.
insurance prescription is.
And so they just don't because why? I mean, that you know what I mean? It's that's
That's
my
the world we live
catch
in.
22 because
Yeah.
yeah, because they work everybody works for big pharma and so you don't offer discounts if you don't have to, but it's like,
Well, we literally live in the world of you have to ask. So I get back, and it drives me insane. I get back from the trip, and United sends me an email and says, hey, reminder, because you've been a member, blah, 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 you have a $100 credit towards traveling that expires April 2026. Does it now? So I
okay,
called and said, I literally just returned traveling United. And yes, I qualify. It wasn't a discount. I didn't use points, blah, blah, blah. I said, had I known this, I could have used
honey.
that. So can we apply it or can we extend it? Because it's not likely I have to book before April 2nd.
Right.
Well, I don't know for sure when I'm going. Yes, I'll be going again, but etc. And he says, well, no, we can't give you credit on the previous, yada, yada. And I said, well, when did you send this to me? Last April. I said, so I'm supposed to remember. I said, I've flown 3 times United and clearly I'm not going to remember. I said, can we just go ahead and get it on my account so when I book a trip, I get that $100? Well, no, but when you book, you can go over and look and see credits. Come on, companies. I love the fact that you're giving me a $100 credit. Please understand, I'm not being disrespectful. I love you give it to me. But are you really giving it to me when I have to use my 50 older brain to remember 4 months from now to book it?
Well, and that's what they
So
count on. They count on people not using them.
exactly. And there
Yeah.
was something else. So now in my Gmail, I created a label that says rewards.
Okay.
And I'm throwing that shit over there.
Yeah.
And so when I do my monthly QuickBooks business, I'm going to look over and be like, okay, is there anything I need to use before I lose it? I
Right.
know, and it's just like the coupon things where they spend all this money to send you coupons and a lot of people don't use them or you forget and then they expire. Just discount the damn product to begin with. Just
Yeah.
discount the
Yeah. Rather than that, just discount it for a certain amount of time. And then if you miss it, you miss it. But then you don't have to think about whether you have a coupon or not. I had a coupon. Unfortunately, I did remember it was for American and it was $125. And I fortunately remembered I had it. So when Emerald and I went to Utah, I got a good discount on our flights. But I was probably within a couple of weeks of it expiring.
Well,
So
this one doesn't expire, thank God,
yeah,
because
that's
I'm
good.
on 3 years. I got his gifts, two $100 Southwest cards.
Nice.
Well, you notice I said going on 2 years. I
Yeah.
can't freaking remember to use them
Yeah.
when I buy a Southwest card.
At least
Um,
those don't expire because they're just cash.
these do not, thank
Yeah.
God. Yeah, and I call all the time just to, but again, and I don't know what is the word, I guess it's just age discrimination. It's not ageist, like racist and sexist and
No,
is it ageist? Let's create that word, ageist. Yes,
age.
I am ageist, and I want my ageist applied for me and screw everybody under my age. So I think the new rule should be anybody that's over 50, any of those discounts, credits, whatever you companies give, you have to automatically give it to our account and not make us remember because we're not going to remember. I mean, Danica and I just talked about, damn, I Can't even remember the fact that I walked into the laundry and what the hell I went there for. And you want me to remember 3 months from now when I book a ticket to use
Exactly.
the damn gift card? Ain't happening. It's just not going to happen. So
No.
please take our old age into consideration. Again, I don't want you to do it. I'm not even expecting you to do it for anybody under 50. Their brain cells are still young. They should remember. But for our old,
I haven't remembered for
let's
years.
be ageist. Just like oh, you know what? We'll do 55 and older because there's 55 and older communities.
Yes.
And it is the
Yes.
only thing you can discriminate on age. I mean, you will get your ass nailed for anything else, age discrimination, but you
That
can
is interesting.
discriminate.
You can't
It
live
is
here
very, it
unless you're
can't be
55.
100%. I'll do an episode on that. It cannot, I always thought it was 100%. They have to allow a little bit, but nobody wants to because all the people in there over 55 are going to treat you like shit if you try to live there under 55. It's just a fact. So there is age discrimination to our advantage. So
Yes.
let's add some other stuff. But discounts. Anyway, going way back to the art thing because I like to get off on the subject, but you can join it. It is absolutely free. You can pay a little different if you want more perks. But there's a lot of good articles that I like to use and I like to pass on. And then it gives you all the time you can go in and see what restaurants give you discount. I'm not a big Denny's person, but I know Denny's loves old people. I mean, they freaking give crazy discounts. I think Cracker Barrel is one of them. All kinds of shopping and different things. So, you know, take advantage of these discounts that we get for being older.
Yeah. It's
Go
funny.
in and look at them.
I know.
Tell me if I'm missing something, and there is other great things out there. I'm actually getting to where I'm perfectly fine embracing the age, and I'm starting to ask at any restaurants, do you give old people discount?
Heck yeah.
Sometimes they say no, and sometimes they go, oh, well, we do, you can get a discount on this, or give it to
There you
me.
go. I
I
never,
worked
I have
hard my
not
whole
thought
life.
about
I
that because
deserve
most
that
of them
crap.
at 60 years old or plus that they give you a
It varies.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Some start at 50, some go to 55, then it goes 60, then 62, and etc.
yeah, yep.
Um, but it's a very simple question. Do you give an old age person discount on 56? Do you give anything over 50?
Yeah, there you go. That's a great way to do it.
Why not ask?
Well, and it's funny because I've been a member of AARP for a while and I have not yet found anything that's a discount that works for me. But I
Okay.
might. I mean, I guess, and I should be more diligent, like you said, in asking places because I got my little
And
card.
our changes all the time too. So
Yeah.
they do, yeah, they do make some changes. Ask your insurance companies, just ask anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
Because you never know. I will tell you, I know I get a little perk at Sephora. Don't ask me, I forget what it is. Also, if you do that, in today's age where we're all complaining about needing to save money, but then we walk right past these advantages. So Sephora, if you join, it's free. Again, it's
Right.
free. I don't very seldom pay for memberships. It has to really come back 3 times. But Sephora
Exactly.
is
I agree.
free. You get to go on your birthday, and there's like 3 different packages of things you get to pick. They're awesome. There's an old age thing that they'll do a discount for that. Then you get also different sales throughout the year when they're doing stuff. Bam, already got a response on something. So yeah, ask for it, see if you can get it. I'm all about it now. I'm
Yeah,
all
heck
about
yeah. You know what? That's the thing is you got nothing to lose for asking. And that's part of, like right now, as you know, it's winter Texan season here in Texas. God, it's winter Texan season in Texas. And so that's what the majority of my audience is. And all the places, well, most of them, if they're smart, they're giving a discount. The Winter Texans, they drink Busch beer, and most places will give it to them for $1 to $2. And
it.
if
Yeah.
they don't come see you. I was trying to figure out why people weren't coming to my show at one of my favorite venues. And
No,
finally, a couple of them said, well, they're charging $5 for Busch beer. I'm like, oh, the hell they are. And
that
I
is a
called
lot for Bush beer, no offense.
yeah, and
But
it is, or $4, whatever, but still they should be charging $1 or $2 because they have to if they want to compete, period. You know what I mean? So I
yeah,
called my managers and said, I'm not getting people because of this. And that day it was done. It was just an oversight because they're, whatever. But
changing
and
seasons.
instantly my audience doubled
Isn't that
because they're on
crazy?
a budget. And that's what they do. You know, they need that
They're on a
discount.
budget. They also came from an era that you don't waste money. You
Boxes.
know, so same thing. If there's four different venues and two of them offer that beer for half price, even though they might like the entertainment and the food better elsewhere, that's what's really funny with these retirees. They will go there.
Yes,
I don't know
absolutely.
if you remember years ago when I first, well, I've been there forever, and then when I moved there, was the Lost Galleon still there in Port Isabel?
I don't know. It's
Like right
not
past the
familiar to me.
dam.
So,
Those in that's been in South Padre Island forever. You're going to remember this. There was the Lost Galleon, and it
okay.
had a big sign out there: all you can eat fish for $5.99. Now that was back in the days when most places were charging like $8.99, so
Right. That's,
still
yeah.
discount. So we had gone to, we had moved there, and of course, when I go anywhere, I like to make the list and go through the restaurants. Been to Pirates Landing, we've been to the one on Garcia, blah blah blah. And you would go by there, and my gosh, in the wintertime, the lines were just crazy. Little bitty place. People were just out there waiting, waiting, waiting. So finally, I said to my husband, I think we have to try it. Even though we're going to have to wait in line and it's going to be very, tight in there, etc.
Yeah.
So we get in there, and we go, and it was the worst fish I'd ever had in my life. And I could say that now because they're closed. I try not to say negative. It was so greasy. I swear it
Oh,
tasted like mullet, which we use as bait. That's how, I mean, it just was funky. And talked to some other people that were like, oh yeah, don't go there. So then I had to, when people would start saying, oh, the Lost Galleon is 5.99. I'm like, do you like the fish really more than some of these other places? No, but it has the best price. I mean, it's such a deal. How can you not go there?
exactly. Yeah. See, I'm not going to compromise
Is it a
and
good
eat.
deal when you don't like it? Okay,
Exactly. Yeah. No, for me,
don't
I'll
think
pay
it's a
the
good
extra
deal when you
$2 and enjoy my meal.
it's
Yeah. No, but,
I
but
just
that's,
love that mentality though. And it was some of them that I knew they were not on a budget. But by gosh, they just wanted the best
best
deal,
deal.
even though it may not be the best product. And you got to think a lot of those are still coming. My dad was a 1931 baby. So even though he was not technically depression, they were still scarred by the depression.
Oh, yeah.
And that era I was raised, you don't waste anything, and you don't get anything you don't need, et cetera, et cetera. And it was so funny. And I know you watch these episodes, God love you. So I was in town and I went to visit my ex-boyfriend Mark because we're still friends.
Yes. I
And
love
he
work.
fixed me his amazing fajitas, et cetera. But one of the things that was so funny, when we lived together, I drove him insane about turning lights off. And he literally would come through and be like, oh my God, I'm coming back in the kitchen. Would you please not turn the light off? And I'm like, finally had to say, Mark, I can't help it.
Yeah.
My dad charged me, we had to earn allowance, first of all. Notice I said earn. And
Yeah.
then he would take it away if he walked in and there was a light on. So I said, I'll try not to, but I can't help it. So I went to visit. It was so funny. He said, I hope you're happy. You finally trained me to turn all the lights off in the rooms.
That
Because
is
I'd always
awesome.
walk through and he goes, Susan, I noticed a $15 to $20 difference in my bill. And I said, see, I told you. And so then he goes, I've even gone as far as what I do. Used to, I could leave on vacation. I didn't have the dogs, and I really went to extremes. But now I have the dogs and I have a dog sitter, so I can't unplug everything. But
Right.
I do. And when I go on a vacation more than 3 days, I unplug my TV, I unplug my alarm, my lamps. I go in, I unplug my computer because she's not going to use it. What people don't understand is, yes, when it's plugged in,
Yeah, it's
a
still
little.
using it.
And when you
Absolutely.
take 20 components in your house that are all doing a little bit, literally, even with my house sitter sitting here, but getting rid of all these other things that I leave on for convenience,
Yeah.
it will be a $10 to $15 difference in my bill.
And you
Now,
know
I
what?
know some of you sitting here shaking your head going, you really go to all that trouble that I have to plug it all back in when I get back. Um,
Yeah, it takes you all of 5 minutes.
well, you
And
know what?
and
When I
it's
go out and have a nice
$150 a
meal,
year.
it's a big, and my guest bedroom, which is here,
Yeah.
the lamp I unplug until somebody's coming to visit, the alarm clock I unplug. Again, there are things that I just unplug. Um, you know, some people will tell you coming into a room and then turning the lights off and then coming back. Yes, if you're coming immediately back in,
Yeah.
that's different. But if you're really not coming back in within 15 minutes, turn it off.
Yeah.
That is the difference of the longevity you're going to spend there. I also have always told clients ceiling fans.
Yeah. Yeah, none of my
See,
fans are on right now. In fact, hopefully the one's not in the bedroom, but I'm the same
I
way.
always have them on at least low. One, it circulates the air, which is better for you because you're running that air through your air conditioner filter, cleaning out the dust and things for your allergies.
Yeah, yeah.
It does make the temperature lower. As you can tell right now, I keep my blinds whatever side the sun's on.
Keep them
I
up.
put
Yeah,
it down. I love
absolutely.
natural light, but in the same sense, I also love saving money and heat.
Yeah.
It keeps my
Oh,
rooms very, very cool because of
because you
that.
do that. Absolutely. We're lucky where we're at. We're in that little cave, so we can keep our curtains open all
Yes.
day because the sun doesn't directly come in. But if you're sitting out on that patio, the sun will hit the wall and it's hot.
You
So
can
we're lucky
feel
that,
the
that it doesn't
difference.
do that. But
Just put
no,
your
I'm the
hand in
same.
your glass that faces the south. You can feel that. Or if in the wintertime, you feel the cold.
Yeah.
The only thing I did is my kitchen window because that is on the south side and it is open enough to the breakfast room and the great room. I finally got the blinds that can go down. Let's see, how do we want to do that? Can go
Up
up, can
or
go down,
down. Those are
etc.
so cool.
So
Yeah.
depending where the sun is, yes, I'll have it down so it's not coming in or up. So I get that natural light, but still
But
avoiding the heat and all of that.
well, for
Again,
me, I
as
don't
you get
even turn
older,
lights on a lot of the times. I mean, Emerald laughs at me. I go into pee in the dark, and Emerald come in and turn on the light. I said, "You don't need to turn on the light." I'm like, I don't need the light. I know where things are, and unless I'm going to be in there doing something where I need light, then I just don't turn it on.
well, you can
So
see me right now. I don't have any lights on.
yeah, I
You can
have my
see
lights
me.
in here
Why I have the
really
ceiling
dark right
fan
where I
on.
am. Yeah.
Yes, I do that in a lot, and people will
I
come in
mean,
and go, "Oh my God, it's so dark in here." Well, I'll turn the light on for you, but it's just, and it's not dark. It's just, yes, less light than
it's
they're
not too well.
expecting.
It doesn't show on this because I've got my background, but
Right,
and I've
and
got
the
my
air
little I've
conditioner.
got my little light. But if I turn this one off, that's still not that bad.
No, you should
Will you go turn your bathroom light off? Speaking of that, I just looked over and Emerald's bathroom light's on.
start charging the quarter, man. I'm telling you, it works. It works for
She's
me with
she's
my
getting
gas.
she's getting good at remembering too. So
The other thing with your air conditioning, it's so interesting to me. Okay, you're gonna have to wait, mister. You can see I have a little bit longer sleeves on today just for this recording, but all throughout the year, I am in a tank top and shorts with my hair pulled up, ceiling fans on. My air typically, and I know people are gonna, of course, I am in a block house, I'm in a CBS home, but also it's just the fact that I have my air on 77. At night, I might turn it down to 76. In the July and August, maybe 75. But here's the difference. Not only am I dressed that I'm not have the air conditioner on, I have a blanket on me because people crack me up when I go to visit them and they have their house cold and then they put a blanket on or they're dressed in sweatpants. I'm like, but you're not dressed for that. You could save a fortune. But when I get hot, I just step outside for about 30 seconds to a minute. And when you
and then
step back
come back
inside,
in.
your house feels cool.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No, I keep
And
mine on around 74, and a lot of people think that's crazy.
oh, I know. I
And
have people go,
I
I
can't
can't
do it
do
much higher
68.
because of the humidity here, but I have a
Right.
dehumidifier. Emerald, I have a dehumidifier, and so that saves me because that just brings the temperature down so much because of that humidity. But I do,
Yes.
and we'll sleep with it with at 73, 74. And most people I want it on 68,
I'm
and I
usually
like it
fine.
cool, but I have my ceiling fan and it keeps it cool.
And I'm
And
dressed in minimal. I have
yeah,
this very thin, thin cotton shirt, so thin that it actually gets holes in it because it's so thin, it gets holes quickly, and a little pair of shorts. And that's so I'm not, and I have a sheet on me. And I've noticed my friends that, oh my gosh, I couldn't live, with it any higher than 68. But they're dressed in full garb.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's okay. You want
Right.
to do that, but I like to save money and,
And
and
I do
energy as
like it
well.
cool when I sleep. I sleep better when I'm cool. And
Oh,
I'd
I
rather have
agree.
it
I have to
cool
be
and
cool.
then snuggle in the covers to warm up if I need to. But I notice all night long anyway, the covers are off, the covers are on, the covers are off, the covers are on. It's just like your body goes through those cycles, I guess. I don't know.
No, it's that damn air kicking on and off because it has to
Oh,
have a 4 to 5 degree difference,
I
which
guess
is
that's
weird.
true. I guess that's true.
That's
Yeah, I
like I
hadn't thought
said.
about room.
I may do it to this house, but not likely since I put a new air conditioner in. But from here on out, I will always only have mini splitters because it's consistent temperature, same blowing 24/7. And
Okay.
the other part is what the air conditioner allergies cause is it's the ductwork. So when you have these mini splitters in each one of your rooms, you're not getting as much dust and allergy, etc. Now, granted, years ago they sucked and they leaked down your wall and no, no, no. But now they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing, and they work perfect.
I hadn't even
It's
thought
about
about
the
that.
same
Obviously, I'm not going
cost.
to do that here because it's not my
No,
home, but
exactly. No, it doesn't make sense to do that. But I recommend to anybody that's building really look into it. Yes, you have a unit in your room up on the wall.
right. So what?
Uh, for me, pros versus cons, and I'm OCD. So to deal with being okay having this unit,
Yeah.
I weighed out the pros and cons, and it's definitely worth it.
They put a nice little curtain on it.
Make
Up the
it cute.
top.
Put a little
Make it
picture
cute.
frame around it. Paint
Yeah.
it. Maybe
Perfect.
have somebody paint a mural on it.
Paint it. There you go.
Something fun
Exactly.
like that.
If it was in
And
my
then
house, Emerald would put stickers on it.
there you go. And the other thing that's kind of cool is an example, if you have a guest bedroom, you can turn that up to, I always tell people don't ever turn your up past 78 because mold grows at 79 and 80. But you could do that at 78, but yet be in your bedroom and have it like a freezer
Exactly.
to help you.
No, exactly.
And you do not try that with a regular air conditioner. Don't. And people don't shut your registers. Don't shut your registers. Don't shut your
No,
registers.
nope, you're gonna freeze everything
Actually
up.
put strain on your air conditioner. You're better off
And you're
cooling that
yeah,
room that nobody uses.
exactly. Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's my fun about constantly trying to save money as any way you can. Would love suggestions anybody else has of things that they do around their house, their car,
Yeah.
when they're out and about. Nowadays with apps, which is my love-hate thing, you could have so many apps if you live, well, I know you could do it smaller cities too. You just have more options and bigger. When it's time that you need gas,
Oh
it
yeah.
tells you what's giving the best rate.
Well, and right
Here,
now
typically it's
also,
Costco or Sam's, but sometimes it is a smaller gas station that has a better rate.
well, and some of the apps that you sign up for will just automatically give you a discount. There's gas apps that you can sign up and you will get a 5 cent discount or whatever on your gas. So right now
When I lived full time in Texas, I did the Walmart one,
yeah,
which is
yeah, I get it's 5%.
it's Marvin. Marvin,
No,
that's
it's
what's
10
coming up.
cents. It's 10 cents a gallon less.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I do it because I know that because I just filled up yesterday.
And
It's
then you
10
can
cents less.
also do their app where you could do it daily. You get to push the little accelerator and it spins around and gives you so many points. And then those points you can use to buy. You didn't know that? Yeah.
No.
So in the app, you can go in every day and you hit the little accelerator and it spins and gives you anywhere from 5 points to sometimes 50, I think 80, something like that. But
Okay.
the average is still like 15 points I would get. And then that will give you the discount that want to go in and get my water, or a soda drink, or I'm not big on too much snacks, but I would use them as gift bags. You
Okay.
could go get a free Snickers. So there's all kinds of little discounts. It's usually just the convenience store, not Walmart. But
Oh, okay.
again, and you
That's
know what?
right.
If you don't, because typically that's a lot of junk food that I try not to eat, but that's
Right.
okay. You know what?
Yeah.
If you get a free Snicker bar, go pick up a Snicker bar and give it to your postman. Go give it to
Exactly.
your hairdresser. I mean,
Take it on your flight for your
free.
stewardess.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
Well, be careful with the chocolate might melt before you get on that plane. Found that out one time with the grandkids. Not a good idea with the chocolate. But yeah, any of that. Just
Yeah.
somebody, or a random stranger that just
Yep.
looks like they're having a shitty day. Say, would you like a Snickers? I don't eat them, and I got one for free, and there you
Yep.
have it.
And I'm not poisoning you, I promise.
You
It's
know,
hard to give things away these days
I know we
because
have,
people freak out.
it's a love-hate thing wanting to do an episode on that because you're absolutely right. It makes me so disgusted that you just had to say that, but you need to say that.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
you
I
have
know.
to check your kids' candy at Halloween because somebody is trying to kill your children?
I know. Do you know, I'll tell you really
What
quickly. It
the
happened to
hell
me.
is wrong with people?
I had a situation that happened to me and I got it completely, but I didn't because we grew up in that era where when we went trick-or-treating, they'd give candy apples and popcorn balls and you never thought about it. You just ate
Homemade
them.
Rice Krispie
Yeah.
treats.
So I was at East LeGrand at the Whiskey Shack one time, and it was when I was singing there, and there were some kids playing, and I saw these two little girls be so mean and just scream at this other little kid, and she just was over there by herself crying and crying and crying. And so I sent over a Shirley Temple to her from the bar took it over, and her mom ran across that thing, came over and reamed me a new asshole. And my whole being just deflated because I understood it completely.
Your
And
brain
I
just
said,
didn't
"Oh
think
my
that.
God." I said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I work here. She was crying. She was sad. I was trying to be nice. I am so sorry. I understand.
It
And
was all good
I'm just
intentions,
getting
but I
chills because
understand.
Because for me, I'm so used to all the people, and I see people take Emerald things all the time. But also, I've got my eye on it, and I know most of them, et cetera, right? Or they're my audience, and it's like, holy shit! But it was unbelievable, and I appreciated her because she was on it like laser. But I just thought, shit, how sad is that too? That you
Well,
can't do
how
an act of
cautious
kindness,
am I?
you know?
We teach kids don't talk to strangers, don't talk to strangers, don't talk to strangers. And then
Yeah,
I'm a stranger and I'm always talking to kids. I mean,
I know, me
that is
too.
my first thing,
Always.
at the airport or this or that. And, I've tried to do in the last year because of how crazy it's gotten with how children are kidnapped nowadays. Again, can't go down that rabbit hole right this moment.
Yeah,
But, I will normally try to find the parent, which I say find them, they're right there. And I just say, oh, is it okay if I converse with your child? Will you let them know I'm not a stranger?
yeah. It's yeah,
Same thing giving stuff. I never anymore, I used to give, hey, would you like a piece of candy? Now I look at the parent and I usually spell it out. I'll
yeah,
say, is it okay if I give them GUM or is it
yeah.
okay if I give them
Yep.
some nuts? It's sad, but I think we have to do that. And I, not having kids, I didn't realize how important that was. Just
Yeah.
like you said, the mom freaking out. But as I had grandkids, and
Yeah.
then I realized, okay, you tell them don't talk to strangers, but then when a stranger comes up and says, "Oh, your dress is so pretty," you're like, "You need to say thank you."
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
don't think
Well,
about that,
and
but as a kid, you're like, "So it is okay to talk to strangers?"
but you're
Not
with
okay.
there's a
I'm
couple of
with you.
things with that. Number one, you're with the parent. If the kid was by himself, that's a whole different thing. But
And I think,
also,
but are
oh,
you saying that? Are you
right.
saying to your kid? That's the point.
Yeah.
You've got to be
Got to
saying
make
to them,
sure. If I'm
when
with
I'm
you, it's
here,
different.
yeah,
And you'll know. But Emerald's really she's an empath. I mean, she gets it. It's interesting because she'll talk to people and then every once in a while she will just back off and not want to talk to somebody. And ironically, it's that person that I don't want her to talk to. She
she gets that
feels it.
feel.
She can feel it. But also when I'm talking to other people's kids, if Emerald's not with me, I will start with, oh my gosh, my daughter, da 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 da. So at least they understand that I'm a mom, which doesn't
Right.
necessarily mean that there aren't creepy people out there that are moms, right? But it just at least it gives them a little bit of that comfort that I'm talking to your kid as a mom and I love that dress, my daughter would love that, whatever. And I try to start it with that so that gives them a little bit of comfort, if that makes any sense. Because you have to approach it differently.
Does. And I think, mom, grandparents, whoever's involved in that child's life, Dylan was the first one that did this. She was little. She had to have been like 3 or 4. And it was interesting. Somebody came up to us, and we were at the airport, ironically, and said, "Hey, little girl, would you like a piece of candy?" And she looked and said, "No, I really would not." And I'm like,
Awesome.
and I laughed because and she's always been, of the 3 grandchildren, she's honest. No, I
Yeah.
don't want to, in a polite way, as long as she's not like, no, I don't. But
Yeah.
she
No.
is
No.
my grandchild I love that never does what she doesn't enjoy,
Yeah.
you know? And I looked at her after and I said, because she looked at me, she said, Grandma, why are you laughing? And I'm like, because you were so brutally honest.
It's
And I said,
fabulous.
I would be the one, or my mom was the type that, you better say, th first of all, you say yes and you say thank you. And then I'm allergic to chocolate. So, anytime chocolate was offered to me, as soon as they walked up, why not just say, no, I'm allergic to chocolate? Let me
Exactly.
go give it to another kid. But, you're taught to be a people pleaser.
Yeah.
And I love that, yes, it is nice to be a people pleaser, but without putting your feelings second. And
Mhm.
I love that about her. And it happens so often. It's funny. And I'm gonna need to video, or if I could just capture or try to get her to reenact it, because she'll just get this face and she's like, no, I don't.
Nope. Oh, Emerald's very much like that too. She'll just flat out say nope. And sometimes she'll just say nope and turn around and walk off. I'm like, okay. And she's not ever
Normally
being
Dylan will
rude.
say
It's
no,
just
no, I don't want to, thank you. I mean, she is, again, I like that she has a good tone and a good politeness, but
well, yeah. And Emerald
it
doesn't
still
the
makes
thing,
me laugh to this day when it
yeah.
happens. I'm like,
Emerald is certainly not rude, but people have to remember
no,
that kids are kids. They're in the moment. We're everywhere else. Kids are 100% in the moment all the time, which is I am so jealous of because it's
I
such a
know.
beautiful way to live. And so for her
But
to
as we get
say
older, we
nope
get
and
more
then
in
run
that moment.
off, if you're offended, you're offended. You're talking to a 7-year-old. It's not, she's just like, nope. And that's, if we could be more like that. We always worry, like you said, we have to be polite. We have to be everything. Not that we want to walk around, like I said earlier in our other podcast, don't be a dick, don't be rude, because there's no
Right.
need to do that. We treat each other with kindness. But why do I have to say, I'm sorry? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Why can't I just say no? And that be fine? Because it is fine for a kid.
I'm learning that as I get
Does
older.
that
I'm
make
not, I
sense?
haven't, as I talk to my friends in my 70s, they're so awesome to remind me that no, I don't like doing that. No, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
It's okay. And like you say, if the other person gets offended,
That's their
shame on them.
that's their issue,
Why
not
shouldn't they want to
yours.
not do something? And also, but you gotta, it's a two-way window. I have to remember if I invite, and she cracks me up because this started years ago. Um, I said, Kathy, I'm doing my garden. I have some extra this and that. Would you like me to come up and plant, some stuff so you'll have some veggies in the sense? She goes, no, I really don't like gardening.
Perfect. And I want to, yeah, for you and me too. I
I'm gonna do it for you and get everything. All you have to do is just,
eat it.
pull an occasional week. And she's like, no. And I said, okay, well then I guess I got off and I thought, I admire that. Why should she let me come put up a garden when she doesn't want a freaking garden?
Get my
You
garden.
know?
Exactly.
And then I with her that way, there's different things she's taught me that she'll say, and I'm like, yeah, it's not really my thing, Kathy.
Yep. Oh yeah. And that's, and what I've learned is it's funny, like with the yes and no's, because I say yes to too many things. And that's when I end up getting stressed because I got 42 plates turning and spinning and everything gets half-assed because you
Yeah.
can't do all the
You've done
things,
a
right?
disservice to yourself and whoever is involved in that.
Exactly. So if it is not an absolute like 8 all in or above, 8 to 10, like, yes, my being wants to do it, then I will just say no. And it took a long time to learn that. And I'm so much better
Still
at it
learning it.
because it doesn't serve anybody. I'm not going to come to your house and bring my bunnies.
No. Oh, I would
Because the
kill you.
fuck no, right? Just, and
Next
it's
time everybody took off across my floor and shit, I would just have to kill you, Danny. I just gotta be
I
honest.
know. Even though you just pick it up and put it in the trash, but because but you know what I mean? It's just I agree. It's all about that's what we're learning as we get older. We're learning how to save money. We're learning
We're
how to
learning to
appreciate our time.
no, I'm learning to make myself number one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Yeah. That gets the
therefore,
same thing. Just like,
everybody around me, I'm going to be better for them. They're going to enjoy being with me more. I mean, all those things that you always thought, what I was always taught the opposite. And I'm
yep.
really, and again, you're going to lose some people along the way.
And that's
And
okay.
I'm okay with
That's okay.
that
And
because
we're
usually
gonna
those are the
lose each other
people,
in about 30 seconds because we're gonna get cut
well, then
off.
we'll wrap that up.
I
We'll start
know, but I love that. That's a great note to end on because we're gonna lose people, and at the same time, we're gonna keep the people that understand us, and
normally
and
people
that's
that
it.
you lose are the ones that did want you to sacrifice your happiness for their happiness. That's where I was ending with that.
Exactly. And
That's where
you
we're
make
at.
me happy, and I love you. And what the 50 family, we love you so much, and we will definitely see you
We
next
love
time.
you. And I will be trying to get on more cooking shows for you. I'm getting the kitchen set up for it. I'm
Awesome.
just,
I want to do them with you, so we'll talk about that because it would be really fun. And then I can learn something
I'll
too.
try it
We'll
because
figure
I
it
know
out.
you're very excited. I'm not seeing where it's going to be fun, but we will try it.
All right, honey. Mwah.
All
Love
right.
you. We'll see you soon. Bye,
See you soon.
everybody.